Welcome to the Real Film Nerds Podcast.
Well, I hope all of you survived the wonderful, blissful weekend that was Easter/420. We all know in the Hinshaw household, we put 420 before Easter, before the chocolates, before the eggs, before the going to church. We just all sat around the hookah and toked it up. Right, Ma Hinshaw?
Wrong.
So, Ma Hinshaw, do you think Jesus smoked weed?
No, I do not believe he did. I don't think he needed it. No, I don't think he did.
Well, being all powerful, he could just be like, you know what? I'm going to be high today. And it would just be high.
That's it. He doesn't need anything. Yeah. He'd be just happy. That's what Jesus would be. But we had pouring down rain on Good Friday.
So it was a bad Friday.
Crazy. Oh, man. Good
We
thing
got
I had
snow.
Yeah, you did. You got snow on Good Friday.
We did.
Well, yep.
Is it still winter? No, it's spring.
It's long over spring. Yeah,
it's spring, man. You can't have these conditions.
Well, will you tell Mother Nature and Jesus?
All right.
Yeah.
I'll work on it.
So there we go. With us as always, as you heard, the delectable, the daring, the probably drunk Ma Hinshaw.
Oh, thank you. It was me. I thought you were talking about Mike. Oh, I definitely am. Thank you.
And then you can introduce Mike.
This is the wonderful, brilliant, exciting Mike Talent.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for this introduction. That's great.
All right, Mike, whose introduction was better?
Maz.
Oh, how dare you?
Dear.
Okay, all right. I'll stop dicking around. I know you got to go to bed, Mike, and I was running late because I had an appointment. Even though no one is buying any of my houses, I'm getting appointments to sell houses. So that's always fun, right?
Well, yeah, I think it would be funner if they followed through with the whole thing.
Yeah, because the thing that comes with selling a house is I put a lot of money up front trying to sell and list and market and do all those things, hoping that I get it all back. And sometimes I don't. And then I'm in the hole. So, it sucks. But anyways, Real Film Nerds episode number 421, The Accountant Numero Dos. Mike, I'll go ahead and let you do the breakdown, but right off the bat, I have a question for you. Ready, set, breakdown.
Okay. Accountant 2, directed by Gavin O'Connor, written by Bill Dubik, and it's starring Ben Affleck, John Bernthal, Cynthia Addie Robinson, J.K. Simmons. And this is about Christian Wolff applies his brilliant mind and illegal methods to reconstruct the unsolvable puzzle of a Treasury chief's murder.
So, all right, Mike, I was going to ask the question right off the bat because I already know Ma Hinshaw's answer because she told me. Mike, when was the last time you watched The Original Accountant?
It was sometime after it came out, and then after I saw this movie.
So you never saw The Original Accountant?
No, I did. When it first came out, back in was it 2018?
No, I think it's longer than that.
2016?
This is 9 years on this one?
Let's see. 2016. 2016. Yeah. I actually, for whatever reason, I was on a work trip and I actually watched this with a bunch of work buddies. So I remember that.
Okay. So I was going to say the last time I watched The Original Accountant, I think was in the theaters 9 years ago. I have not watched it since. So I am going to preface this review with, I don't really remember a whole lot from it. I know it was a very good movie, and I thought it was better probably than this one. But I haven't revisited it. Revisited it. Is that right, Ma?
Right.
I haven't revisited this in a long time, so I don't know how well my review of Accountant 2 is going to be, since I don't remember a whole lot from the first one. But that's why I bring it up, is Ma Hinshaw watched the first one before she went to watch Accountant 2. And so she might have a completely different perspective than the both of us.
Right. But I did watch The Accountant 1 after I watched The Accountant 2 just the other day.
Okay. So that's where I got confused. So you watched it the other day. Okay, yeah. So never mind. You probably have a good perspective. I'm the one that's slacking because I've been doing things and not, accountant to things.
Okay.
So, okay. All right. Well, with that all in mind, Mike, Accountant 2. Should people go see it? Did they like it? What was good? What was bad? No Bennifer this time. It was just Ben Affleck. So let's go.
All right, so I really love the brother dynamic in this, which is a focus of the movie. I felt they nailed the performance of like brotherly, squabbles and just I thought they were a lot of fun on screen together. John Bernthal and Ben Affleck. I thought they just. They just did a great job. So I enjoyed all that stuff that was in this movie. And, I don't know why it took 9 years, but I enjoyed the movie quite a bit. It's like, it's got everyone back in it, essentially, who was in the first one. It's like the gang got back together and it was fun.
Okay. I will let the other most important person of the podcast, Ma Hinshaw, talk.
Well, I really enjoyed it, and I think it did help me to watch the first movie because it kind of helped me to understand Ben Affleck's part a little better. I did understand that he was autistic and brilliant autistic. And you can tell he did a great job of acting because you could tell, by his different behaviors and stuff that, yes, he was high functioning autistic person and very brilliant. And I thought it was cool that he was able to use his abilities to figure out these things and to do all this work. But if you watch the first movie, it kind of helps you understand that he did work for some of the not good people, and that, the guy that gets killed, I think helped him in the first one, or he helped the guy in the first movie. But it didn't really ruin you watching it. I still think it was just very good. And oops, I have to mention there were some pretty good abs, six-pack couple, nothing real terrible nudie, but girls, you will like that. And I really thought the movie was very good. There you go.
Wow. Okay. So basically, for you to get a good rating from Ma Hinshaw, she wants to see six-pack abs. From Mysterious Mike Talent, he wants to see some flaccid penis. I guess I'm going to have to start picking the third option. I'm just going to go with butts. I got to see some butts. If you're going to get a good rating from me, I got to see some butts. So anyways, all right. So The Accountant number 2, like I said, I have not revisited the original. I really need to. I have not had time. I really basically barely have time to even tie my shoes. But that's another story. People are tired of hearing about that. I thought this movie was fantastic. And Mike, just like you, I didn't have a brother like you. I have 2 sisters. But I think the best dynamic in the entire film was the humor and the fun and the sibling rivalry between John Bernthal and Ben Affleck. I think that is one of the shining stars of this film. It really felt like they were really brothers and they were competing. And, Ben Affleck is picking on his little brother and vice versa. And I really think that's what made this movie a lot more fun than I thought it was going to be. I think it lost me a few times at some points. But for the most part, I really enjoyed The Accountant 2. I still think the original was probably better. I need to watch it again, like I said, like 5,000 times. But I enjoyed this. I really think people should go watch this. Watch the original first and then go watch it in the theaters. Don't skip it. This is what theaters are made for, man. I mean, stuff like this, just really, really fun, really good movie.
Yeah, yeah. The I think the original is probably better, but this was a great sequel. Like it still was. You got to see the characters again. The Accountant is fun to see, and you got most of the original cast back. I think Anna Kendrick's the only one who wasn't in this one, and that makes sense because she was kind of in the other one. It's like they'd split up. It wasn't like she was a love interest or anything. She was just a character in the other movie. So,
and rumors are already starting to come out that Anna Kendrick is already going to be playing a role in possibly The Accountant 3. They're discussing it.
Oh, all right. Well,
now again, that's just rumors and typical Hollywood BS. But it sounds like they are going to probably do a trilogy, especially since I think, Mike, did you look up the box office numbers? I think this is at the top, isn't it?
It did okay. Surprisingly, the movie that we didn't really review last week, but we kind of did, Sinners.
Oh, dude, I think we reviewed Sinners more than we did Half Baked because of my freaking mom.
Anyway, Sinners dropped only like 3% or something. So it made 48 million last weekend and it made 45 million this weekend.
Wow, dude. Wow, that's fantastic. I love to hear that, especially for a little film like that. I mean, it's not a little film, but it is, but it isn't. It's not like Snow White or Minecraft.
But it has... So it is interesting because I think the director cut a deal. Did we talk about this before, Matt? I don't think we did. The director cut a deal with Warner Brothers where he got, I think, some of the box office, like right away, like a percentage.
No, we didn't talk about that.
Yeah, he got a percentage, and then he also will retain ownership of the movie after 25 years.
Oh, wow. He's going to be rolling in some dough then, especially if he starts making sequels.
Yeah, so anyway, it's a unique deal that no one's really done before, and I think some of the other Hollywood executives were nervous to see how this plays out. And as far as the box office results, it was Sinners was number 1. This movie, I don't know, Matt, you might have heard of it. Revenge of the Sith, I don't know. Star Wars Episode 3.
Well, Mike, we can talk about that because guess what?
What?
Ma Henshaw and I both went and saw it on Friday night.
Okay, well, you guys helped to boost it to number 2. It made 25.5 million.
Woo!
And so The Accountant was 24.5 million, and that was third. So it had a decent opening. But Star Wars, kind of ate up some of the probably potential market. And then Sinners with a crazy strong week, man. Like, that's pretty insane for it to drop almost nothing in the second weekend. So now it's in the black. That movie only cost $90 million to make, so...
Well, okay, so I will be quick. I'm going to talk about Star Wars, Mike. So if you want, take a nap, I'll wake you up when we're done.
Okay, all right, nap now.
Ma Henshaw and I went and watched Star Wars Revenge of the Sith. We did not go together. I went with my buddy Clint, who had never seen the prequels, and I guess starting with the third one, might as well. He told me he did, and then he's like, you know what? I never saw that Star Wars. I thought you meant the third one. I'm like, that is the third one in chronological order. But anyways, the whole point of me talking about it, and Ma Henshaw can attest to this because she had the same thing happen in her theater. People do want to go to the movies. They want to go to the movies and they want to watch good movies that warrant the price of the ticket. My showing for Star Wars Revenge of the Sith was a somewhat early Friday showing. My buddy Clint wanted to go right when he got off work, so we went at 6:00 on Friday night. Not joking. The theater was at least 80% sold out. The showing after ours, the 7:20, which is the one I actually wanted to go to because it would have given me time to eat dinner, completely sold out. So the moral of the story in my eyes is that Hollywood needs to stop dicking around and start putting out good movies again, because if the stories are good, the movies are good, the directing is good, and the acting is good, people will go and they will watch it. I think if it's mediocre in any way, shape, or form, people are just not going to go. They're going to stay home and watch their Netflix or their other stuff. They need to put out good films, period. Ma, you awake or did you take a nap too?
No, I agree thoroughly with you because I was overwhelmed. We went on Friday and it was sold out. The lines were way out, people getting tickets as they can. And ours, we went to fairly early. It was like the 6:31, I think. But then after that, the second one, which was the late showing, was sold out too. And what got me was there were young people. We are near a army installation, and there were lots of people who were probably little kids when this movie came out, but they were going to this movie. So I agree with you. I think they knew that it was going to be good. Maybe they saw it when they were a teenager on TV or something, but it was fantastic in the movie. It was just awesome. Even though it was an old movie, it was just super. And they all really, really loved it.
Well, it's not that old of a movie, because if you remember when Revenge of the Sith came out, that was 2005. That was right around the end of my college career. I stood in line I talked about it on the radio. I'm not going to talk too much more, Mike, I promise. I talked about it on the radio. I stood in line for 6.5, 7 hours to see the midnight show, because back then there was no reserved seating. And I went with my then girlfriend, and we took turns in the Awatuki shopping complex strip mall thing. I went to the bar. She would go to the bookstore when we would take breaks standing in line. But we got in. They let us in when the final show was done, but they could not start the movie until 12:01. We got into the theaters at 11-ish and got seats and were able at least to sit down. But you're going to have people like me and people that are diehard, hardcore Star Wars fans. We're going to go no matter what. The point of saying this and why we're talking about it is that when the movie came out back then, people hated it. They hated the prequels. A lot of people still do to this day. Those kids that went and saw it are now in their 20s. They're now possibly in their 30s. That's their memories. That's their Star Wars, like Mike and I's and everyone else's of the original. And so they are nostalgic for it, and they're going back to watch it, and they're bringing their kids. And that's the thing, is they're good films. Even though people didn't like them, the prequels are good films, and they were a lot of fun, and they are made for the big screen and the nice surround sound system. So anyways, moral of the story, just to wrap it up, Man, you can chime into if you would like. Hollywood, get some ideas, make good films. You're going to get people back in the seats. That's it.
I agree with you thoroughly. Make some good movies, and I think you will get the population into those movies. They have to be good, guys. And then I think you will get a lot of people coming back to the movies. I agree with you, Matt.
So,
Anyway,
Mike,
that's it.
Are you going to take your kids to go see Star Wars, Mike? I know they're a little bit young, but, my sister took her 2.5-year-old to see Star Wars Revenge of the Sith on Sunday.
I mean, that's great. I'm glad she could do that. I don't think we're going to take him to that. Flynn could probably handle it, I think, for the most part. Some of the stuff might be a little too much for him, especially there at the end. But,
Right. Well, especially when they murder all the younglings. I mean, that was the thing I was most afraid of with Janice, because they're Janice's age. They're toddlers.
Yeah. So he could probably do it, but It's also a matter of attention. Like his attention span, like it's
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
good. He can make it through most like an hour and a half movie, but I feel like anything longer than that, he has a harder time. So, and then Cece, she'd be all over the place. I don't like. She's still a little bit young for it. I
Oh
think.
yeah, dude. That and she's the wild child.
She is the wild child, but
She's like maniacal Megs, and Flynn is like you. And so, you're two troublemakers. They're spitting images of you and your wife, man. It's trouble. It's going to be bad.
I mean, when Flynn was, how old was he? A year, maybe. I rented out the theater back during the COVID times, and things were a little cheaper. And we watched Black Widow, so that was fun. And Flynn just ran around at the front of the screen and stuff for like half the movie. But since we rented it, we didn't care because it was like just our friends, and they didn't care.
Right. No, and that's fun, dude. He might not ever remember that, but I know you'll remember it and you'll tell him about it. But, wait, I think just wait and do it right. Show him Star Wars and do Disney Plus. You got a nice TV, you got a nice surround sound system. But the question is, Mike, and again, I said I wasn't going to talk about Star Wars this much, but I have to throw this out there. Mike, when you do show them Star Wars all the way through, what are you going to start with? Are you going to start with episode 1 or are you going to start with episode 4?
Well, I mean, truth be told, he's already seen a little bit of episode 4. So I don't know. We might start with episode 4.
Well, Mike, if I can make a recommendation, Google the machete cut. That is what I recommend.
All right.
Okay, and we've talked about that before. So, anyways, all this talking, Mike, about Star Wars.
Oh yeah. You getting pretty thirsty?
Quite dry.
Oh yes. Well, Matt, did you get a chance to open up your Blantons yet, or what is your status of your drinks?
Is that what am I drinking, Mike?
Yeah. What are you drinking right now, Matt?
Well, Mike, I have not opened the Blantons yet. I'm sure it's somewhere in the house. I do need to drink that delicious whiskey bourbon. Well, it's a bourbon, but it's also a whiskey, but it's a bourbon before it's a whiskey. So I just grabbed what I had in the fridge real quick, and I have to say, I'm glad this is the last one of these. I have several more of these seltzers, but not this flavor. I'm drinking a Topo Chico Margarita Hard Seltzer, strawberry hibiscus, naturally flavored with other natural flavors. That's a mouthful.
Wow, that's a lot of natural flavors. It's very natural.
Has 3 grams of carbs, 2 grams of sugar, 0 grams of protein, and it's not bad. It doesn't really taste like a margarita. It doesn't really taste like strawberry. I guess it tastes like hibiscus. I don't know. But it's what in the Jeep world we call a road soda.
All right, Matt. Great.
So, Mike, I'm just going to ask you right off the bat because Ma Hinshaw's taking a nap. Mike,
I'm not either.
Mike, what IPA are you drinking?
Oh, I'm just going with one of my standbys, the old Highlight.
Oh, a nice little highlight. All right.
Yeah.
And it is Monday. We're recording on Monday like we usually do. So I bet Ma Hinshaw had a margarita for Margarita Mondays at Taco Gyro.
No, not a bit.
What?
Well, I had to be up in Tucson for my shots in my eyes. So after everything got done, we stopped at Black Bear in Tucson, and I got a oh gosh, I'm trying to think of the berries. Anyway, it's a lemonade with what's the name of the berries? Dadgummit, now I can't think of it. Yeah, well, no, they're not black bear. Anyway.
You didn't get a Black Bear lemonade?
Yeah, I got a Black Bear lemonade with I can't think of it now, but anyway, because I daresn't have had an alcoholic beverage with all the painkiller I get when I get these shots. It would not be good. So anyhow, Yeah, I got this. They're like raspberry type things, but they're not, and I can't think. They always have them at Black Bear, and I can't think of it. Anyway, yeah, and it's really yummy. And I had a second one, and I brought it home, and I'm drinking it right now, and it's really good.
Did you put some gin in it?
No, I didn't because, I'm bad enough with all the painkiller I get. So that's all right.
Right, and the
There
gin
we
would
go.
make you even more fun, Ma.
Well, I'd probably go to sleep immediately, and I need to stay up a little bit longer.
Well, yeah, I still
Oh,
got to make dinner, and we got to finish this podcast by you asking Mike your favorite question of every episode.
oh yes,
And
absolutely.
hopefully you don't butcher it again, but I bet you will.
I
Ready?
bet I
Go.
butcher it. Mike, what is the dad joke of the week?
I got dad jokes, I don't think they understand though. Gotta think I'm funny, other people never laugh though. Dad jokes.
All right. Why did the girl bring a ruler to bed?
Because she needed a spanking.
No, she wanted to see how long she slept.
Wow. Well, I mean, at least she was measuring something with it.
Well, yeah.
It's out of
Oh,
the book.
no, yeah.
Oh no, it's out of the book. Mike just flashed the book at me. That Mike, is that the X-rated chapter in the book?
No, not that I'm aware of.
All right, so I don't think this is going to be a very difficult one, Mike, but we'll see what you did. I'm curious too. How does the accountant numero dos relate to the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
Well, Matt, that's a great question. It wasn't too bad. So John Bernthal is obviously the Punisher in Daredevil Born Again and the Punisher show that was on Netflix. But I wanted to get somebody who was actually, movie. I know that still works because it's, part of the MCU. So I dug a little deeper.
He supposedly is going to be playing the Punisher in some films coming up, but again, it's all rumors until we see the films.
Correct. So
Possibly this week.
Oh, okay. Well, anywho,
Sorry.
the cinematographer for this, Seamus McGarvey, was the cinematographer for the Avengers. So,
Well, and Ben Affleck was Daredevil, but I don't think that was a Marvel MCU movie at that time. I think it was
No,
Fox, wasn't it?
that was the old Daredevil, like long
Right.
time ago, dude.
But see, where it gets kind of hazy is that was a Fox that was the Fox production, and Jennifer Garner is in the new Deadpool. And Jennifer Garner was Elektra in that film.
Oh yeah. Oh man.
And so it gets kind of hazy. So it works, but it kind of doesn't work, but it doesn't, but it does. The multiverse shit gets confusing, especially when companies start buying each other.
I will agree with that, Matt. That is a fair assessment.
So, all right. Well, enough of that mess because I keep talking and Mike is not going to be taking a nap anymore. He's just going to go to sleep on his microphone. So we are in the spoiler section. We'll make it quick. I don't know how much we're going to spoil or want to spoil. But accountant number 2, Mike, is there any things that we need to discuss that we need to spoil that were issues for you or Ma?
I think it was a little bit slow at times, but I really did like Ben Affleck's performance as a autistic guy. Like he's nailed it, with like not looking people in the eye and like all kinds of just mannerisms. It was great.
It was the little things that made it powerful. Yes,
Yeah.
you're right.
Yeah. I I don't know. Like I said earlier, I really enjoyed the chemistry between John Bernthal and Ben Affleck. They did, seem like brothers, and just the stuff they did and stuff. Like I don't know, the little tit for tat and just stuff. The scene. There's a scene up on top of the Airstream that was just just a lot of fun.
Well, I was going to ask you, Mike, does this make you want to buy an Airstream?
I obviously the Airstream doesn't look too bad, especially if it came with that, that loadout, like.
Oh yeah, right. Golly. Well, and Ma Hinshaw knows this. My grandfather, Ma Hinshaw's dad, he had an original Airstream in his backyard that I would have loved to have gotten a hold of, but I only got to go into it a handful of times when I was a kid because it was pretty much strictly off limits.
Ah. Okay. Mags grew up using RVs for travel with her family, and partly because they were a big family, so hotel rooms and stuff were
Makes it
just
cheaper. Yeah.
not a thing.
Right.
So it wouldn't be that bad, I think, to try and have like an RV type thing. I don't know if I'd want an Airstream because that's like a trailer, like a fifth wheel type thing where you have to have a truck and stuff. Kind of like the idea of like you drive, like it's all one, vehicle.
Well, but do you know what the benefit of the RV where it's a trailer or a travel trailer versus a RV is that you can go rent your spot and then just drive your truck around town to go places and buy things and go shopping and all that stuff and then go back. It's a lot more feeling like a home.
Yeah, but I mean the disadvantage is you can't ride in it while you're driving. Or
that is true.
You're not supposed to, and like for the kiddos and stuff, like that is a huge benefit for them to be able to like lay down or whatever, chill
Play
in the
video
back.
games, eat a sandwich,
play card games,
I get it.
whatever.
Well, and that might be a consideration for you and Mags, not to get too off topic again, but you can rent them for like a couple days, a weekend, or
yeah.
Maybe give that a shot, see how it goes.
Yeah,
maybe when they're older. But
we've already floated that idea, and I think it's a great idea. So I think it'd be fun to just go somewhere.
There's this wonderful state to the west. It's called Arizona. I mean,
we could go
through Texas and New Mexico and
Colorado. Go to White Sands. I think what I'll do is instead of sending the kids to public school, we'll just homeschool them on the road, and I'll just get a Starlink, and I'll just work wherever.
It's called the School of Life, Mike. The School of Life.
Yeah. I'll just get a Starlink, and we'll just work wherever we are. It'll be great.
That's why Ma Hinshaw is so smart. She spent a lot of time in the School of Life.
Oh, yeah. You guys went to a lot of places in New Mexico and Arizona and California. And, you didn't go to Texas very much, a little.
Bull, we went to Texas a bunch, a lot more than I ever would anticipate.
Well, yeah, that's true. You did. Mm-hmm.
We never went to Colorado or Utah or Oregon or anyways. There's more states that we didn't go to than we did. But we're mostly stuck to the Southwest.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, Mom, not Mike. What do you want to add about the Accountant 2 spoiler section? Or are you all pretty much done?
Well, my one view is I thought how they tracked the evil folk and the end to me was tremendous. I don't want to give it away, but it was really telling a story about, I don't know if I can say it or not, man.
You can say whatever you want. And I mean, you just reminded me of a bunch of topics that I should have brought up, but please continue.
They say they went and the, some of the cartel guys had a bunch of children, probably 14 children or something, and they were going to kill the children. And that was where Ben and his brother found them, and it got pretty nip and tuck and pretty close, but they saved the children. And I I remember hearing on the news that cartels will do this sometimes, which horrified me when I heard one of them, that they dig a hole in the ground and put the children in there and then kill them and bury them. And and these guys saved those children. And I think that whoever wrote this movie was trying to tell us something about that and save the children. And I thought that was a very, very good ending, a point to this movie.
Well, it definitely is based in real life in a lot of the situations. But yeah, thanks for bringing that up, Mom, because there are things that I wanted to touch on that I forgot about. That was one of the things I found confusing about the film, is I wasn't sure what the point of the school was and what the children were. And actually, my mom was who explained it. She's like, well, the reason why they have all these children down in this school in the middle of New Mexico is that they're holding them hostage for all the prostitutes. They're all the prostitutes' kids. So that's why in the film, when the one girl said, oh, I don't have any kids, it's fine, I didn't understand why she was saying that. And then you find out that's what it is they're not holding any of her children hostage so she can rat them out and just disappear. Whereas the other ones, they're literally holding their kids to make them be prostitutes.
Yeah, or force them to do whatever. But yeah,
or whatever. But prostitution was mostly what it was.
Yeah.
And I didn't really get that because it didn't explain it super well. That's one thing that was a miss for me. Luckily, my mom is smarter than me, and she explained it to me. And
poo.
The other one that I like, and I think it is kind of based in real life, and I was quite terrifying, was the children in the school of hackers. Like, that was very interesting and very creative, and also terrifying how easy it is. But Mike, you and I have talked about it many times in other podcasts, and you work in that world of technology where the stuff that people are doing, like in this film, is real, and people can do a lot of it, especially the Internet of Things. The security on freaking smart switches and smart lights and all that is awful. And we got to see a taste of the exploitation in this film. And I think the general public doesn't realize how real that actually is.
Yeah, for sure. There's lots of vulnerabilities. You tell everybody to update their stuff, but I mean, how many people can be on top of all the stuff? And there's so much stuff now. Or
some of the smart switch companies are so cheap, they just don't update shit. And they're like, oh yeah, there's a hack in there, whatever. See ya.
Well, right. I mean, in some ways, it's you pay you pay for what you get, right? You buy something really cheap. You can't expect them to be like, oh, we're going to patch all these things and do all this stuff. And like, yeah, with what money? They didn't make any, like.
Right. If they're selling it for $10 or $20, they're not making money. That's about they're making very little per product. Yeah.
Yeah. They're doing volume, but they're still not making a ton. It's very little. So like, they're not going to be spending extra money to fix vulnerabilities. It's just not a thing.
And that's your world, man. Like I said, not to talk too much, but you are in the technology game. I tried to be in the technology game. I had a very difficult time with programming. I still love this stuff. I mean, I was talking with a friend about it earlier, and I'm probably going to build him a NAS because he wants really something where he can have his own cloud. He doesn't trust having off-site clouds run by other people. And I'm like, dude, I can help you with that. But anyways, I'll get back on topic. So I think we've jabbered on and on and on. My recommendation, go see The Accountant 2. Go see in the theaters. You're not going to be disappointed. Mike?
Yeah. I really enjoyed the movie. It was good to see the characters again. I think watching the first Accountant before watching this is helpful because it reintroduces you to some of the characters you might have not remembered, because almost everyone's back in this movie with the exception of Anna Kendrick. And so that was great to see. It was good to see the same director. Like, it had a lot of the same kind of feel to it and style. And so
it's been 9 years.
Yeah. And it's been 9 years, but it works. And
I need to do it. Mike, you convinced me. I have to watch it.
Yeah. So anyway, I had a great time with this movie. I was anticipating a good movie, and I was not disappointed. So that was great. Yeah. So hopefully more people will go see this again. And apparently this movie did gangbusters, not really in the box office, but in this like video rental market or whatever. So they made like, I guess, a fortune. So
Cool. Hey, whatever you can get it. But I still think you need to see it in the theater, especially action films.
yeah.
Maj, do people need to go see this in the theaters?
Oh, absolutely. I really think so. And especially all the screens from all the how they're tracking people and stuff like that. I think seeing it in the movie is really cool. You know, you get a really different perspective of it all. It was very good. And are we getting our cookies now or no?
Well, I was going to let you start, Ma. What kind of cookies and how many cookies are you going to give the accountant number 2?
Okay, I'm giving it 4 sugar cookies.
4 sugar cookies because Ben
Yep.
Affleck is so sweet.
Well, he was good. They were all good, though. John was good, too. Oh,
Or it
he
was
was
those
really
sweet abs, wasn't it?
good. Well, okay.
Mike?
I am going to give the accountant 2 4.5 reels. I had a great time watching this. I thought it was a good sequel, and I'm kind of hope there's a third one. Hopefully, there's not 9 years in between it, but you know, there was some COVID and stuff, and I'm sure that slowed stuff down. So anyway,
Rumors are, man, there's a third one in the works, like I talked about earlier, and they're talking about Anna Kendrick coming back, and so I'm thinking I really need to see the accountant original because I mean, dude, this is the first time I think you've ever been higher than Ma Hinshaw, like ever.
wow, all right,
I mean,
Something.
4.5, that's something.
yeah,
So I love this film a lot. I give it 4 out of 5. And that's why I'm saying I think I need to see the first one because maybe it'll bump it up that extra half a point. I don't half a reel. Sorry.
all right, maybe.
All right, Mike. So why don't you tell us what we're going to review for next week?
All right, so the MCU is back again, and we're gonna watch the latest MCU movie. Oh man, now I'm blanking on the name.
Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolts with an asterisk.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Thunderbolts, especially the comics. I don't think this is going to be anything like the comics, but the Thunderbolts, for those of you who are not super nerds like myself, Mike included, because I know you don't read comics anymore, but Mike used to. A lot of people don't know that, but Mike used to. He used to be real hardcore into comics.
Yeah,
but
I used to. Yep.
The Thunderbolts is basically the equivalent of the Suicide Squad for DC. They're all the misfits and all the rejects and all the anti-heroes put together in a team. So they're like the dark, messed up, Avengers. Whereas like in DC, the Suicide Squad is like the dark, messed up Justice League. So I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be goofy. I hope it doesn't try to take itself too seriously, and I think it'll be a fun film. I'm looking forward to it. I don't know if it's going to be the best Marvel film of the year, but I hope it is because I have a real soft spot for the Thunderbolts. So anyways, that's all for me. Ma Hinshaw, what do you have to tell our fine listeners?
I don't know what to I don't know.
Mike, I think that means we're done.
All right. Well, with that excellent note, let's say goodbye, everybody, and make sure to follow us on the socials, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, X, and we'll catch you on the next podcast. Make sure to tune in for Thunderbolts, asterisks.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to The Real Film Nerds. Now, don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Real Film Nerds. Now, go out and catch a movie.